Before humans understood the secrets of the Baltic Sea, before science revealed the life hidden beneath its cold waters, there already existed a world where giant predators reigned in silence. In the wild Baltic Sea, among rocky shores, boreal forests and deep dark waters, giant predators hunt, compete and defend their territory under the harsh rules of Northern Europe. Welcome to the wild Baltic, the giant predators that dominate Northern Europe. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to give us more motivation to produce more quality content. Don't forget to comment your thoughts on the video below and let us know where you are watching from so we can chat together. Let's get started. After a long winter of hibernation, the brown bear wakes up and leaves its den. Summer has arrived in the forests of the Northern Hemisphere, bringing with it the most abundant season of the year. Weighing over 300 kilograms, the giant moves slowly through the rows of pines, guided by an instinct forged over millions of years of evolution. Its sense of smell is extraordinary, capable of detecting the scent of food from several kilometers away, even surpassing that of many hunting dogs. The trail leads it to a river where cold water flows down from the mountains. This is the sign it was waiting for. The salmon have begun to swim upstream. The bear stops by a waterfall and observes the current with absolute patience. Every movement in the stream is analyzed with millimeter precision. When a salmon leaps against the current, the bear reacts in a split second and catches it between its jaws with amazing precision. The feast begins immediately. The bear first consumes the skin and fat-rich parts, the most valuable energy source before winter returns. After feeding by the river, the giant ventures back into the forest in search of another food source amidst the dense vegetation. With claws up to 10 centimeters long, it begins digging the ground in search of roots, bulbs, and insects hidden beneath. Suddenly, a small rodent flees through the grass. The bear's predatory instinct is instantly activated. Despite its massive body, the brown bear can reach speeds up to 50 kilometers per hour in short distances, a surprising speed for its size. Further ahead, the strong stench of a carcass attracts its attention. Another predator has already begun feeding on the same prey. A lone wolf tries to defend its find, but against the bear's massive size, its chances are minimal. The bear stands tall on its hind legs, displaying its full height, and emits a deep growl to assert its territorial dominance. The wolf retreats without resistance. The brown bear has gained full control of the carcass and continues feeding without interruption. Every summer day, the bear can consume up to 40 kilograms of food, accumulating the fat necessary to survive the coming winter. While moving through the forest, the bear also disperses the seeds of the berries it consumes, contributing to the regeneration of wild vegetation. Its role in the ecosystem is fundamental, balancing small prey populations and enriching the soil with essential nutrients. As the sun begins to set behind the mountain ranges, the bear slowly departs into the deep forest, leaving behind another day of abundance. And so, guided by instinct and the power of nature, the brown bear continues its journey, silently preparing for the eternal cycle of the seasons. In the dense forests of the Baltic region, the grey wolf rises as the undisputed ruler of the pack, a symbol of loyalty and collective strength. Under the prolonged summer sun, a new hunt begins. Their territory spans over 1,000 square kilometers, crossing forests, meadows, and wetlands of northern Europe, where they mark every corner as their own. Weighing over 50 kilograms and with a grey coat that blends perfectly with the bark and shadows of the forest, the grey wolf becomes a master of camouflage. Their ears catch sounds from more than a kilometer away, and their sense of smell, thousands of times more sensitive than humans, allows them to track prey long before seeing it. Their long, resilient legs are designed for endurance, capable of traveling up to 70 kilometers in a single day without showing signs of fatigue. Meanwhile, in the safety of the den, the pups wait patiently, completely dependent on the adults returning with food. The pack advances in silence among the trees, every movement calculated, every step synchronized with the rest of the group. The pack leader gives the signal, and the pack divides into two fronts, slowly surrounding a group of deer grazing without suspicion. Suddenly, the chase begins. The wolves reach speeds up to 60 kilometers per hour, closing the distance with relentless precision. Working in harmony, two wolves flank the weakest deer, forcing it to deviate toward the rest of the pack, waiting for the final moment. In just a few seconds, the hunt ends. The bite force of the grey wolf reaches nearly 400 newtons, enough to subdue prey much larger than itself. Once the prey is secured, the adults return to the den, carrying food to ensure the survival of the next generation. The howl of the grey wolf can be heard for several kilometers, not only uniting the pack, but also warning any intruder that this land has an owner. As a keystone species of the ecosystem, the grey wolf maintains natural balance, controlling herbivore populations and preserving the health of the Baltic forests. Deep within the forests of the Baltic region, a female Eurasian lynx lives under a relentless rule: survive alone or not at all. the Eurasian lynx, with the scientific name lynx, ranges from northern Europe to Siberia, dominating territories larger than 400 square kilometers. Its spotted coat, with grey and brown tones, blends perfectly into the bark and snow, while its ears, with black tufts at the tips, reveal its feline lineage. Its ears can detect the snap of a twig from 60 meters away, and its eyes, adapted to the dark, turn every night into a hunting stage. But this female does not hunt just by instinct. In its den, hungry cubs wait, and the scarcity of prey has driven wolves to roam near its territory. Every dawn, it leaves the shelter and ventures deep into the Baltic forest, a labyrinth of fallen trunks and shadows where any mistake can cost its life. Amidst the bushes, it discovers a fresh trail of a roe deer and immediately lowers its body, advancing with a calculated slowness that no human eye could match. The snow muffles its steps, and its coat blends into the winter landscape, turning it into a silent shadow gliding between the fir trees. Just meters from its target, it stops completely, every muscle tense, every breath held, waiting for the precise moment to act. In a fraction of a second, it lunges with a leap of over 4 meters, bringing down the roe deer before the animal can react. The outcome is swift and certain, and although its own hunger is intense, its mind is already set on the way back, where its cubs wait for food. Unlike wolves, which hunt in packs and rely on numbers, this hunter depends solely on its own stealth and individual precision. To avoid unnecessary confrontations, it marks the trees in its territory with scratches and secretions, a silent warning for any intruder. On the way back to the den, it crosses an open clearing where it is exposed for a few seconds, the most vulnerable moment of its entire journey. When it reaches its cubs, it delivers the fruit of its effort, reminding why the Eurasian lynx is a key link for maintaining the balance of the Baltic forest. Autumn descends upon the forest like a golden cloak, turning every leaf into a silent signal of change. The temperature gradually drops to 10 degrees Celsius, signaling that the time of abundance is coming to an end. During this pivotal phase, every creature in the forest feels the primal call of survival. Nature no longer offers its food resources as generously as in summer. Competition intensifies between species sharing the same territory. Every morsel of food now becomes a precious resource that must be defended or contested. Under the dim light of short afternoons, animals travel distances of up to 5 kilometers to find fruit, seeds, and roots. The hoarding instinct awakens with an almost desperate urgency. some species can store up to 3 kilograms of food in dens hidden deep underground. This behavior is not mere coincidence, but the result of millions of years of evolutionary adaptation. The autumn forest becomes a quiet but harsh stage, where strength and wisdom determine who will survive the winter. Every calculated move reflects an invisible struggle for resources. And so, one of the most decisive stages of the year begins, where nature tests the endurance and intelligence of the forest inhabitants. Autumn is not just a change in weather, but a real test of survival. Autumn's arrival is a decisive moment for the red deer, when abundant food must be transformed into the energy that will decide their fate. For months, males and females feed incessantly on grass, shoots and bark to accumulate fat reserves before the cold winter. An adult male can weigh up to 240 kilograms, a mass it needs to maintain precisely to survive the mating season. But September marks the beginning of the rutting season, the time when the forest is no longer a quiet place. The males begin to bellow with a deep sound that resonates for more than a kilometer. That bellowing is not just a call for a mate, but a warning and a declaration of dominance to any nearby rivals. Their antlers, which can weigh over 10 kilograms, become the ultimate weapon in this annual battle. Each branch of the antlers has grown for months, hardening under the sun to withstand the impact of a real fight. When two males meet, they first size each other up, evaluating the opponent's size and strength. If neither backs down, they lower their heads and clash their antlers together with force that can reach hundreds of newtons in each lunge. The sound of the clash echoes among the trees, while the females observe the duel's outcome from a distance. The fight can last for several minutes, an extreme effort that consumes much of the energy accumulated during the summer. Finally, one of the two males gives ground and retreats, leaving the victor as the undisputed leader. The dominant male then gains control of the harem, a group of females he will lead throughout the rutting season. And so, amidst bellows and antler clashes, the red deer ensures not only its dominance, but also the continuity of its lineage. In the northern forests, when the air turns gelid, a red-furred predator appears, mastering the art of adaptation. This is the red fox, Vulpes vulpes. No other wild carnivore has as wide a distribution as this species. It lives in Europe, Asia, North America, and also in Australia. Its body measures between 45 and 90 centimeters, not counting the bushy tail, which can reach 55 centimeters in length. Its weight fluctuates between 3 and 14 kilograms. That orange coat is not just for beauty, it is perfect camouflage among the dry grass and fallen autumn leaves. Its hearing is so sensitive that it can hear a rodent moving beneath the snow from several meters away. Some studies suggest that the red fox uses the Earth's magnetic field to calculate the exact distance before pouncing on its prey. That characteristic leap, with front legs forward and body in the air, is known as the mousing pounce. When the temperature begins to drop, the red fox intensifies its hunting of rodents and also takes advantage of animal carcasses. This ability to eat almost anything makes it an opportunistic and extremely resilient predator. Adaptability allows it to survive in dense forests, open meadows, and coastal areas. It has even learned to move within cities, finding shelter and food right near humans. Its bushy tail serves not only to maintain balance while running, but also to cover its snout and conserve heat during cold nights. To communicate, the red fox emits shrill screams that can be mistaken for a human cry in the forest's darkness. It also marks its territory with urine, leaving invisible messages for other foxes that dare to cross its domain. By controlling rodent populations, the red fox plays an essential role in balancing the ecosystems where it lives. Amidst the vast taigas of the Northern Hemisphere, a silent giant reigns, the moose, Alces alces, the largest deer species on the planet. Its territory extends from Canada and Alaska to Scandinavia and Siberia, adapting to the harshest winters. An adult male can weigh up to 700 kilograms and stand over 2 meters tall at the shoulder. Its thick, dark fur helps it maintain body heat during the gelid northern nights. Its long legs, adapted for moving through deep snow, also help it easily wade through swamps and shallow waters. An outstanding sense of smell helps it detect predators from several kilometers away. The male's crown of antlers can reach a span of nearly 2 meters, one of the largest bone structures in the animal kingdom. These antlers are not permanent. They fall off every winter and grow back larger in the following season. Before winter arrives, the moose intensifies its feeding, consuming leaves, young shoots, and aquatic plants to accumulate energy reserves. It can submerge its head completely underwater to feed on submerged plants, closing its nostrils to prevent water from entering. An adult male can consume up to 30 kilograms of vegetation in a single day during autumn. As mating season approaches, testosterone levels skyrocket, completely transforming the male's behavior. They become aggressive and fiercely territorial, confronting other males in violent antler battles to win mating rights with females. During these confrontations, the sound of antlers clashing can be heard from over a kilometer away. Despite its massive stature, the moose plays an essential role in the ecosystem, shaping the taiga's vegetation and serving as food for large predators like wolves and bears. In the darkness of the taiga, a giant of the understory emerges, personifying the resilience and brute force of nature. The wild boar, known scientifically as Sus scrofa, is a natural-born survivor adapted to the harshest environments of Siberia. An alpha male can reach a massive weight of 200 kilograms, protected by thick skin and a dense, bristly coat. Its most powerful tool is its reinforced snout, capable of turning over packed soil with surprising mechanical force. It digs tirelessly in search of bulbs, succulent roots, and fallen nuts that provide vital energy for its metabolism. As an opportunistic omnivore, it does not hesitate to consume small mammals or invertebrates to supplement its diet with essential proteins. The ultimate weapon of this warrior is its lower canines, sharp tusks that function as 10-centimeter biological daggers. Faced with the threat of the Siberian wolf, the wild boar does not choose flight, but stands its ground with explosive and lethal aggressiveness. Its frontal charge can reach a speed of 40 kilometers per hour, transforming its massive body into an unstoppable projectile. This combination of weight and tusks allows it to inflict deep wounds that can deter even the most persistent predators. By turning over the forest floor, the wild boar acts as an ecological engineer that facilitates soil aeration and seed germination. It is a fundamental pillar in the food web, an iron guardian that ensures the balance and health of the deep forest. In the remote archipelagos of the Baltic Sea, a giant of the gelid waters emerges to dominate the rocky shores. The grey seal, known scientifically as Halichoerus grypus, is the undisputed sovereign of the northern borders. An adult male can reach 3 meters in length and weigh up to 300 kilograms of pure muscle and thermal fat. Its hydrodynamic body allows it to move with surprising agility in waters that drop to 2 degrees Celsius. During months of abundance, this predator becomes an insatiable feeding machine in the marine abyss. It patrols the currents in search of schools of herring and cod that provide vital biological energy for its metabolism. Their vibrissae or whiskers are biological radars capable of detecting a fish's vibrations from 100 meters away. Each successful catch translates into additional millimeters of adipose tissue covering their robust body structure. This layer of blubber can reach 10 centimeters in thickness, acting as an impenetrable thermal insulator. Accumulated energy is the fuel needed to face winters where the mercury drops deep below 0 degrees Celsius. The grey seal can dive up to 100 meters deep, withstanding massive hydrostatic pressure in the underwater silence. Its physiology allows it to slow its heart rate to conserve oxygen during dives lasting up to 30 continuous minutes. On the surface, these creatures rest in groups on granite islands, sharing heat under the pale sun. As the apex predator of the Baltic ecosystem, it regulates bony fish populations, maintaining the health of the food web. The grey seal is the guardian of the northern rocks, a masterpiece of resilience in the heart of the cold. On the shallow shores of the Baltic Sea, a tide of white wings gathers, signalling the change of season. The black-headed gull, known scientifically as Croicocephalus ridibundus, is the tireless acrobat of the wetlands. Thousands of these individuals form loud and dense colonies, taking advantage of the nutrient abundance in the gelid water. With a wingspan of 1 meter, they patrol the surface to catch small fish and crustaceans with surgical precision. When the temperature drops below 5 degrees Celsius, ancestral instinct activates one of the longest journeys in the air. A significant portion of the population begins a massive exodus toward the warm coasts of the Mediterranean Sea or West Africa. These birds travel more than 4,000 kilometers, defying crosswinds and storms to reach their winter refuge. However, some brave individuals decide to stay in the Baltic, defying the ice and the polar wind. They endure extreme temperatures of minus 15 degrees Celsius, reducing biological activity to conserve every gram of energy. They gather in areas where the water still flows, tirelessly seeking any available source of organic matter. Constant communication through shrill cries allows the group to locate food sources in the middle of the mist. The black-headed gull is the sentinel of the coast, an essential link connecting the ecosystems of the north with the south of the planet. On the rugged coasts and shallow northern seas, a dark hunter with absolute biological efficiency is patrolling. The great cormorant, known scientifically as Phalacrocorax carbo, is the sovereign of dives in nutrient-rich waters. It possesses an aerodynamic body weighing approximately 3.5 kilograms, designed to cut through water resistance with ease. Its webbed feet act as powerful propulsion engines, allowing it to reach depths of up to 30 meters. Unlike other waterfowl, their plumage is not completely waterproof, which reduces buoyancy and facilitates rapid sinking. Beneath the surface at 4 degrees Celsius, the cormorant pursues schools of fish with the agility and precision of a living torpedo. Its hooked beak exerts a pressure force of 200 newtons, ensuring that no slippery prey can escape its lethal grip. After each successful fishing trip, the bird emerges from the abyss and seeks an elevated position on granite rocks or dry branches. It spreads its wings wide in an iconic posture to evaporate the moisture accumulated in its dark feathers. This behavior allows it to absorb vital solar radiation to recover the body temperature lost in the oceanic cold. It is a strategist that knows how to balance massive energy expenditure in the water, with periods of rest and thermoregulation under the pale sun. The great cormorant is a fundamental link connecting marine biomass with the fertility of northern coasts. The Arctic tern is the most extraordinary traveller on the planet, preparing for the longest migration recorded in nature. The species Sterna paradisea covers an astonishing distance of 70,000 kilometres in its annual journey between the Earth's poles. Before departing, these birds feed intensely on small fish and crustaceans to accumulate the necessary biological energy. They fly in organized flocks, taking advantage of global winds and ocean currents to reduce the physical effort of flight. They can maintain a speed of 40 kilometers per hour while crossing infinite oceans under a sun that never seems to set. Their lightweight structure of barely 0.1 kilograms is an aerodynamic masterpiece designed for a life in perpetual motion. The Arctic tern is the guardian of both poles, joining the world through a bridge of wings and infinite endurance. With the arrival of the winter solstice, a sepulchral and gelid silence takes over the vastness of the Siberian taiga. The vibrant autumn landscape disappears, transforming into a desert of white crystal under a relentless grey sky. The mercury drops drastically to minus 40 degrees Celsius, marking the beginning of the ultimate biological test. Life seems to stop as the permafrost hardens and water sources are sealed under 2 meters of solid ice. For permanent residents, winter is not just a season, but a relentless war for the conservation of vital energy. The fur of predators thickens drastically becoming a thermal armor capable of resisting winds of 60 kilometers per hour. Every movement in the deep snow represents an expenditure of precious calories that can't be wasted in such a hostile environment. Prey must dig beneath 1 meter of snow in search of scarce lichens, while hunters become invisible ghosts. Survival instinct dictates a rigorous control of metabolism, where the heartbeat synchronizes with the extreme cold. The taiga becomes a frozen chessboard where cunning and endurance decide who will see the next spring. The white-tailed eagle is the absolute sovereign of the northern air and the terror of the Siberian coasts. Known scientifically as Haliaeetus albicilla, this bird of prey dominates landscapes where water meets ice. With a massive 2.4-meter wingspan, it glides over the taiga with an elegance that hides its killer instinct. An adult specimen can weigh up to 7 kilograms, possessing a lightweight skeletal structure designed for perpetual flight. Its most distinctive feature is its wedge-shaped white tail that shines like a beacon of biological authority. When the rivers are sealed under ice, this predator tirelessly seeks the open water areas called polynyas. It patrols the edges of the ice floe, watching for the slightest glint of movement beneath the liquid crystal surface. Its vision is 8 times more powerful than a human's, allowing it to locate a fish from a distance of 3 kilometers. With an attack speed of 70 kilometers per hour, it descends precisely to capture prey in the gelid water. Its talons can exert a massive pressure of 3,500 newtons, enough to fracture a mallard skull instantly. Besides being an elite hunter, it is an opportunist that does not hesitate to resort to carrion to survive. The white-tailed eagle uses its intimidating size to steal prey caught by otters or smaller winged birds. This biological piracy strategy is vital for conserving heat when the mercury falls to minus 30 degrees Celsius. As an apex predator, its presence regulates waterfowl populations, maintaining the biological health of the coastal ecosystem. the white-tailed eagle is the guardian of the frozen borders, a masterpiece reigning in the eternity of winter. The mallard, known scientifically as Anas platyrhynchos, represents one of the most astonishing examples of resilience in the face of the Siberian winter. While millions of birds flee south, some populations choose a different survival strategy by moving to ice-free coastal areas. Their plumage is a masterpiece of thermal engineering, composed of thousands of dense and tight feathers that trap warm air. These birds use their uropygial gland to secrete a special oil that waterproofs their feathers against the 2 degrees Celsius water. This biological armor allows their skin to remain dry and protected even under snowstorms and 50-kilometer-per-hour winds. They possess an extraordinary circulatory system in their feet known as countercurrent heat exchange. Downward blood vessels warm those going up, keeping their extremities functional on solid ice at minus 20 degrees Celsius. To conserve vital thermal energy, the mallard often tucks its legs under its thick body while resting on the surface. Unity is strength, and these birds congregate in massive flocks to share body heat and reduce exposure to the wind. During the gelid season, they change their usual seed diet for small crustaceans and marine invertebrates rich in protein and fat. This dietary transition provides the necessary calories to keep their biological motor running at full capacity in the extreme cold. Despite their peaceful appearance, they maintain constant collective vigilance to detect the silent flight of the white-tailed eagle. They communicate through rhythmic sounds that ensure the flock's cohesion amidst the darkness of the shortest days of the year. The mallard is a natural-born survivor that defies the laws of the Siberian winter through a perfect and rigorous physiological adaptation. Their presence ensures that the biological energy flow continues pulsing on the desolate northern coasts of the planet. In the frozen streams of the taiga dwells nature's most diligent and methodical hydraulic engineer. The European beaver, known as castor fiber, is the biological architect that transforms the Siberian landscape with its dams. Its dense fur possesses up to 23,000 hairs per square centimetre, an impenetrable thermal armour against the gelid water. An adult can weigh up to 30 kilograms, possessing a robust structure designed for heavy work under extreme temperatures. Their incisor teeth are reinforced with iron, which gives them a distinctive orange colour and a hardness superior to steel. With these biological tools, the beaver topples tree trunks 0.5 meters in diameter to build fortresses called lodges. While the outside temperature drops to -30 degrees Celsius, the interior of the lodge stays stable above zero. The shelter is designed with a submerged entrance 1 meter under the ice, preventing access by predators like the wolf. Throughout autumn, the beaver stores a massive pantry of tender branches fixed in the mud of the riverbed. This underwater storage acts as a natural refrigerator, preserving vital nutrients throughout the Siberian winter. The dams built by these rodents regulate water flow, preventing ponds from freezing completely to the bottom. This engineering creates oases of liquid water that serve as critical refuge for fish, amphibians, and other waterfowl. By slapping its flat tail against the water, it generates an acoustic warning signal that alerts its family to danger. The European beaver is a keystone species whose activity ensures biodiversity and the water resilience of the northern ecosystem. Its work as an architect of the cold ensures that the pulse of the rivers continues to beat beneath Siberia's white mantle. Under the gelid embrace of winter, the ancestral bond between the indomitable tiger and the Baltic Sea becomes clearer than ever. This vast network of interconnected ecosystems operates as a single organism breathing under a temperature of -20 degrees Celsius. Coniferous forests, with their resilient pines and spruces, act as the lungs that filter the pure northern air. Frozen rivers flow like vital arteries, transporting tons of organic matter from the heart of the earth toward the coast. These essential nutrients feed the base of the marine food web, allowing life to thrive in the dark waters. The Baltic Sea, with its characteristic low salinity, receives this constant flow of biological energy coming from Siberian lakes. In areas where fresh water meets the sea, estuaries are created and function as strategic thermal refuges. Coastal wetlands, protected by 1 meter thick ice, offer a sanctuary against 70 km/h winds. Here, the nitrogen and carbon balance is regulated by the constant interaction between the forest floor and the seabed. Animals cross the land boundaries onto the ice floe, seeking survival opportunities in a world of crystal. The Siberian wolf patrols the frozen shores, using the natural corridors that connect the thicket with the ocean's vastness. Under the 2 degrees Celsius water, forest sediments create a rich soil where bony fish find refuge and food. Biological communication between these two worlds ensures that biodiversity remains stable despite climatic hostility. The decomposition cycle in the taiga releases minerals that travel kilometers to fertilize underwater algae meadows. In this white battlefield, resource scarcity forces an invisible cooperation between terrestrial and marine species. The constant exchange of heat and nutrients is the pulse that keeps the hope of spring alive in the remote north. Estuaries act as natural filters, processing every liter of water descending from the snowy mountains before entering the sea. Atmospheric pressure over the Baltic influences the behavior of large predators living deep in the forest. This large-scale symbiosis is a masterpiece of evolution, designed to resist millennia of relentless winters. The landscape becomes an indivisible biological unit where the forest protects the sea and the sea nourishes the forest. The architecture of ice and wood forms an impenetrable barrier that guards the planet's oldest biological secrets. Every gram of energy captured by phytoplankton is a shared victory for the inhabitants of the taiga and the marine abyss. Northern balance strictly depends on the integrity of this invisible bridge of life that unites land and water. The link between the coniferous forest and the Baltic Sea is the supreme testimony of resilience in the heart of the Siberian freeze. The sun disappears behind the Nordic horizon, marking the start of a long period of penumbra and absolute cold. With temperatures plummeting to minus 35 degrees Celsius, the air becomes a sharp crystal for life. Crystalline lakes transform into solid ice deserts 1 meter thick, sealing the aquatic world below. The ermine and the Arctic hare change their fur to immaculate white, becoming invisible ghosts on the deep snow. The diet of herbivores is drastically reduced, forcing them to consume dry bark and lichens buried under the white mantle. Walking over 1.5 meters of virgin snow requires a colossal physical effort that consumes every body fat reserve. Predators like the boreal lynx slow their metabolism to conserve the biological energy needed for lightning-fast hunts. Their wide feet act as natural snowshoes, allowing them to float over the snowy surface with minimum impact pressure. The Siberian wolf modifies its ambush tactics, using the 20-hour daily darkness to surround its prey. The heartbeat of the Nordic inhabitants synchronizes with the gelid silence of the eternal coniferous forests. Winter acts as nature's most rigorous biological filter, allowing only the strongest to prevail. Under the architecture of ice and snow, wildlife waits with millennial patience for the return of spring light. With the first warm ray of sun, the Baltic Sea's ice armor begins to fracture after the long winter. The temperature finally rises above 0 degrees Celsius, allowing the rivers to flow with renewed energy. Millions of migratory birds return from the south, filling the air with a symphony of song celebrating rebirth. The grey seal emerges from the gelid water to rest on granite islets, taking advantage of solar heat to molt its fur. The tiger transforms into an emerald ocean as tender shoots emerge from the newly thawed soil. The boreal lynx and Siberian wolf readjust their hunting tactics in the face of the massive awakening of small rodents. The brown bear leaves its underground shelter after months of hibernation, desperately seeking proteins to recover its body mass. In shallow coasts, herring schools multiply rapidly, attracting both winged and marine predators. The Arctic tern completes its 70,000-kilometer odyssey, reclaiming its place on the cliffs to begin a new reproductive cycle. Competition for territory and food intensifies under the golden sun that now lasts 18 hours a day. The flow of nutrients from the land into the Baltic nourishes phytoplankton, reactivating the largest biological machinery of the north. Spring is the definitive triumph of life over gelid immobility, ensuring nature's sovereignty in Siberia. As the last ice floe breaks, the Baltic Sea begins a life cycle full of hope and biological renewal. However, the majesty of this Nordic kingdom today faces a critical crossroads due to the impact of human activity. Climate change is raising the water temperature above 10 degrees Celsius in unusual periods, altering the thermal balance. Premature thawing reduces the essential resting platforms for the grey seal to safely raise its offspring. Tons of plastic waste and chemical pollutants flow from Siberian rivers, threatening the purity of deep marine currents. The loss of coastal habitats fragments the biological corridors needed for the migration of millions of waterfowl and raptors. Currently, vast marine reserves of thousands of square kilometers are being established to shield biodiversity against excessive exploitation. Protecting the Baltic is safeguarding the wild soul of Europe, ensuring that nature's heartbeat continues to resonate under the sun. The fate of apex predators and their prey depends on our ability to coexist in harmony with this fragile ecosystem. May the roar of the polar wind and the silence of the granite rocks remain as eternal testimonies of an intact world. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video to spread the message of respect. Every action helps protect nature's wonderful creation.